frankly, they were exactly as anticipated, very low inflation. So what you should do is lower the rate. The Fed should lower the rate immediately.
President Trump is downplaying inflation rising last month. A new CPI report shows June's inflation saw a 2.7% increase year over year. Now that's the highest level since February.
Several key household items saw their prices jump last month. Things like toys, household furnishings, appliances, and clothes all saw higher prices in June.
You might have also heard Trump again demanding that the Federal Reserve lower interest rates. The last time interest rates dropped was December. They have remained unchanged ever since. Toys increasing in price. I want to get, maybe that's why we can't afford to put anything in this bowl here.
Because toys would be there.
Little decorative thing. You guys can't see it on screen because the words are covering it right now, but
all this uncertainty is really poison for the global economy.
Yes.
Trump acts confused, kind of like the Epstein file and the confusion in the interest. He acts so confused about why people are panicking, why inflation rates are rising. Like the Fed follows a formula. They don't just lower rates because the president tells them to, right? They are an apolitical organization. And so that is part of the problem that he keeps arguing with.
Ostensibly apolitical.
Okay, but he
Things
keeps
can be apolitical and have an agenda of their own.
Okay, but all these tariffs, even like the ones on upcoming for Mexico and Europe, these are going to affect produce, you know, like your avocados, right? Medical equipment, surgical supplies, like across the board, electronics, even alcohol, a lot of tequila, I don't know.
Why did you look at me when you said that?
Even alcohol, I don't even like that. I mean, in general, this is going to affect so much. And like just read the room. It's not the time. This is not the time where anyone can afford one more dollar. Like, I know outside looking at it, it might seem like most people are doing better than whenever, but realistically, prices are high, things are expensive, and people are wildly uncomfortable, feeling uncomfortable, no matter how many polls or studies come down that things are slightly better.
Yeah, I think being laser focused on keeping the price of goods and services and foods and everything you're discussing low is good politics. That is what propelled Trump to his victory in the most recent presidential election, was the sense that Joe Biden and the Democratic Party, and Obama before him,
Obama's fault,
had wrecked the economy with too much spending, which raises prices. We got to get inflation down. I have a lot of skepticism of some of these tariff policies. I think we want to persuade other countries to lower their tariffs on us. We want to get the European Union to not do those charges that they add on to everything, and then to not harass our companies. We want to be operating in South America, in China, in India. We want to be, competing on the global marketplace. More punitive tariffs is going in the wrong direction, unless they're just a negotiating tool in order to get everybody to lower them. But, if people are feeling the pain of increased prices, increased gas prices, increased food prices when they go to vote next year in the midterms, that will be very bad for the Republican Party.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an endless back and forth. And you think about all these conversations around tariffs, or initially the strategy was something that could be seen as admirable, right? More dependence on our own, right? U.S. First. And international dependence comes down, and we talk to countries directly like that and bring jobs here. But in theory, it's totally different than in practice. And so I think at this point in the juncture of where we are in our economy, putting that on the backs of Americans to have them spending more on everyday things is a huge problem. It's also a huge contradiction within the Republican Party. Jasmine Crockett brought up recently, Representative Jasmine Crockett, she was saying, listen, how are you guys going to put taxes on many things, including baby supplies, like high chairs, car seats? Are you going to put, because you're family first, right? The Republican Party, conservative family first, are you guys going to waive the taxes for items specifically like that? And there wasn't really a clear answer from any of the Republicans about yes or no. And so I think that that is another red flag, because these tariffs don't just hurt certain people who don't agree with you. These tariffs will hurt everyone.
Also, lowering interest rates, so I'm not an expert on this at all, encourages people to borrow more money and can create artificial bubbles, and is not an end-all, be-all fix. It can create short-term benefit for long-term dysfunction. That's how you get bubbles, is encouraging people to borrow that beyond what they are capable of paying back is something to be very wary of.
Yep. After the break, is President Obama sounding the alarm on his own party? That's my lens coming up.